Hey everybody, it's Judy Klock, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you from Middletown, Virginia. Now this was the video that I tried to do last night for my lesson at lunch, except my AirPods died halfway through recording it. So I had to scrap that one, and this was the first chance I've had today to come on to do my lesson at lunch video. So I guess we're going to call it our lesson at dinner tonight. So anyway, I hope you're here joining me. If you're not here live, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I realize it's an odd hour. It's about 5:30, 5:45 here. It feels like it's about midnight because it's so dark due to the time change. But anyway, we're going to get through it. You know, technical issues aside, we're going to get through it. So the idea for this video actually came from a new friend, Jean. Jean had signed up for my email list and got my Sketch Designs ebook as a thank you for signing up. And she said she was excited to try them. It's outside her comfort zone. You know, she likes to have a visual look at what the design is supposed to be, but she felt like the sketch designs, you know, might challenge her to step outside of her usual box. So anyway, I wanted to say that's a great idea. Maybe I should start making some of these sketch designs live with you so you can get some ideas how to use these sketch designs. So my book includes the picture, like a sketch of what the card layout should look like, as well as measurements in both inches and centimeters, so imperial and metric measurements. But I'm not going to give you the measurements tonight because you got to sign up on my email list. The link will be down below in the description after this video ends. But I wanted to make one with you live, and I wanted to also show you a couple of other ones that I have made using this same basic layout, maybe changing one or two elements, maybe tweaking an orientation, but how you can use this same design over and over and over for many different occasions. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, this is pretty easy. I've decided to make this a birthday card. So I'm going to use, from my go-to greetings, I'm going to use happy birthday, and I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive, because you'll see my designer series paper has the bubble bath, the Old Olive, a little bit of garden green, some Cajun craze. But I like the Old Olive because I think it shows up better, than the bubble bath. I don't know why I want to call that bubble gum all the time. All right, so that's all I'm going to do on the inside. Okay, so pretty simple. Let's go ahead and add this to the inside of our card. Okay, I'm just going to add some adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. Okay, now I'm going to, I don't know where my bone folder went to. It was on here, my desk. Oh, my goodness, it's right in front of me. How many of you have the gremlins that come into your craft room and move your stuff without you knowing it? Okay, it's a big problem here. The gremlins come in at night. They make sure after you do it, you have the right front side up. All right, so now we've got here a piece of our Old Olive. We've got a piece of our designer series paper. This is the, excuse me, Delightfully Eclectic pack. I believe there are like 48 sheets in there, so it's a rather large pack of designer series paper. It's got all kinds of designs. So I just thought this would be kind of fun to use for this one. So, all right. Got that, and I got a lid. This is just a wee tad longer. So we're going to take our paper snips and we're just going to trim that just a bit. Okay. All right. There we go. Now we're just going to put this right in the middle of our paper. Now you can move it up to the top. You can move it down to the bottom. Actually, let's try it down the bottom. Let's see how that looks. All right. I've got a couple other samples where, you know, I put it right in the middle. Let's try it a little bit off center and see how that works. Right now we've got a couple of other layers here. We've got Old Olive, Bubble Bath, and our basic white. On this one, I'm going to stamp from the Sweet Songbirds, It's Your Special Day. Okay, and I'm going to stamp this in our Old Olive. I'm going to bring in, if I can find it, I had it somewhere. I had my Stampin' Pierce mat. Oh, there it is. I really need to get down here and clean up. It's my goal for Friday. Okay, so I'm going to stamp It's Your Special Day. All right. And then, oh, that's a little crooked, isn't it? Now let's flip it over. Paper has two sides. So I can make sure this is kind of straight. And I'm using my Stampin' Pierce mat because these are our photopolymer stamps. And unlike our red rubber, which have that built-in foam cushion, our photopolymers don't. So using the Stampin' Pierce mat, excuse me, is a great way to kind of give it that extra cushion to get a nice clean stamp. All right, let's go ahead and add these all up, layer them up. All right, we're gonna go here with our petal pink. Okay, and I like to make sure that it's kind of even, a little bit uneven. That's all right. It's a handmade card, right? It's not perfect. We try to get them as even as we can, but sometimes it's a little off. All right, now before I add that, I'm going to add that with some Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to put on our songbird. Okay, I've got our little songbird here. I am going to stamp his eyes. I've got this very little tiny stamp with two little eyeballs. So let's stamp those on him. Okay. All right. Then we got a little smudged. Now I've got here, like, again, the tiniest beak. I'm going to try to pick this up. I got my reverse tweezers here, which if you don't have a pair of reverse tweezers in your craft room, you need these. These are great for when you're tying bows. You can like slip it under, like where you have the knot started, and it'll hold it. So it's really good for that. But that's not working. So let's use, there we go. Got that picked up. Now this is, again, be like the smallest amount of liquid glue ever. Ooh, and that is not the smallest amount of liquid glue ever. That was actually quite a big blob. Okay, let's see if we can take some of that off. All right, and then put on his little beak. Maybe, maybe not. My nails are kind of getting in the way. Okay, gonna put on this little beak. Now we've got his, somewhere here, we've got a little white belly. All right, we're gonna put this little white belly on. Probably really shouldn't do this on my Stampin' Pierce mat. I don't want to get that on there. Get glue on that. Again, small little dabs of liquid glue. Small, but not so small that you can't even tell it's coming out. There we go. All right. Spread that out a little bit. All right, we're going to kind of put this down there. Okay. And then we've got a little wing. Okay. Okay. Put that on there. Isn't that adorable? I love this set. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put this on with some dimensionals. And as I said last night in my ill-fated video, use every bit of your dimensionals. Don't worry about the edges being uneven. They will still work. No one will ever see them. And they work just as well as the little pre-cut shapes. So don't waste them. Use every last speck of it. Okay. Let's put that there. And then let's go ahead and add our bird with some dimensionals too. I wish I had my minis over here. Put a little one on his tail. I think that'll work. See, these odd shaped ones work well for like the little skinny tail there. Put one here. And maybe just put one there. All right, that's good. I think that's enough. Take these off. Let's move that out of the way. All this other stuff out of the way. And then we're going to put our little songbird on there and say, it's your special day. Let's go ahead and add some embellishments. Actually, I think even though these are retired, I'm going to use my pearls. We have the new iridescent pearls, and I do have them. They're just across the room, and these happen to be on my desk. So we're just going to go with these. And maybe one more. I don't know. Didn't even pick it up. Maybe one more right there. Okay. And that is based upon our sketch design. So here was our original sketch design, right? That was our original design. We've got here the one we just made live. We used all the same pieces, but instead of putting this long piece in the middle, we kind of put it down to the bottom. So we changed it up, right? Here's one that I made exactly like the sketch, like right down to where the embellishments were. Okay, so again, same layout, same measurements, same dimensions, different look. Here's another one, a Christmas one. Again, pretty similar to what we have. We kind of jazzed up the inside. And then one more using that same sketch, but I turned the square into a diamond shape. So you can take, again, a basic sketch, right? Take all the same measurements and just use different layouts. This is just like the sketch. This one we changed the location of that center strip. Again, this one was pretty close to the sketch. We just changed up where we put the embellishments. And then on this one, we changed the orientation of that center focal point, and we also added embellishments in different areas. So that's it. That's how you really use a sketch design, and you can use them for, we did like that's a masculine birthday. We've got a more feminine birthday. We've got Christmas, and then we've just kind of got like an all occasion thinking of you. So you can use this same design over and over for really any occasion that you can think of. Once you have these dimensions and you have it, all you got to do is pick out what designer series paper you want to use, and then pick your colors based upon what designer series paper you're using. So that's kind of how I do it. I kind of see what paper I want to use, and then I'll go and I'll pick the cardstock based upon the colors in my designer series paper. So this one, there wasn't much choice. The only colors were a white, mossy meadow, and cherry cobbler. So that was kind of an easy pick. This one we had a little bit more. This one, again, we had a lot of different options. We had the pretty peacock, the old olive, the garden green. I forget the other one in there, but there was a couple of different ones. This one had a lot of different colors in it. So again, pick your DSP or your patterned paper, your printed paper. Figure out what colors you want to pick out from that paper. Get your cardstock and start creating. It's not that hard. Whatever you do is going to be beautiful. That's it for me. Hey, Tina, I'm glad you like it. And thanks for giving me the idea. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Hopefully next week, everything will work and the lesson at lunch will actually go on time. Happy stamping.